it's a name, that's a brand, reduced. So we went on progressing with the time and as the demand, but we do not believe in the shortcuts. We do not do fly-by-night or any unscientific way. So we went on bringing the new things.
Peter, how do you see this in the international scenario?
I would just elaborate a little bit. I think one of the biggest changes you're going to see in this collaboration, for us, it's all about how do you onboard the member. Because everyone's journey is a little bit different. Everyone is a little bit down a different path, and to his point, embracing wearable technology. You have to be able to measure effort. You need to be able to put nutrition against it. And then support people. Measured effort, nutrition will get you to the promised land. And that is where the rubber hits the road. That's the magic of, most people don't understand, hey Peter, how many calories should I be taking in? I can't tell you how many calories you need to take in until I know what kind of effort you're putting forth. So in our brand and our collaboration, the onboarding process of the members is going to be to sit down with those members and say, look, what does your journey look like? What objectively are you trying to accomplish here in the next 30 days, in the next 6 months, in the next 12 months? Because we all know wellness, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon, and it's a lifestyle. And that's where we win. It's creating a lifestyle that everyone can embrace, that you can put into your schedule, and everyone's schedule is different. And that's what makes this industry so dynamic. That everyone has a unique journey, and there's nothing more rewarding for us that when we see people hit their journey, hit their transformation, and suddenly self-esteem is raised. It just has such an impact on the communities that we serve, and I know I speak for your team as well, that it's so rewarding for us.
Peter, one of the things about Snap Fitness is it's been embracing new technologies, and you have products or franchises like Fitness on Demand, and you also now have a yoga brand within the Lift brand umbrella. Yes. Would you like to say something about that and its why?
Yes. I think Fitness on Demand is something that we incorporate. We'll add about 1,000 locations of that product annually. And once again, it's what the consumer's looking for. And for us, we can't create concepts in a vacuum. I think in order to be successful, I've been in the industry for 32 years. And I think my success in the industry is because I've been a good listener. And for some of you that have been around me, that's probably hard to believe. I do most of the talking most of the time, but I do listen occasionally. But being a good listener and understanding what is relevant in the marketplace. And today, the consumer is saying, look, there are times that I can't be strapped to a specific time. So what Fitness on Demand is, it allows me to walk into a Snap Fitness club at any time of the day, walk up to a kiosk, push a button, and do a spinning class or a Jillian Michaels Zumba class on a 120-inch screen. So it just brings exercise and flexibility to anyone's schedule, which is what people are looking for. So it's exciting, and we'll be introducing that in the 6 countries that we're working with as well.
Great. I would welcome any questions from members of the media.
Hi, I'm a revenue sharing model.
As of now, it is a franchise model. So we will be the master franchisees in these 6 countries.
Okay. Any investments that are going into it that you can speak of?
Right now, as going to these 6 countries, 2 of the countries, Singapore and Kuala Lumpur, we would like to have our own model gym for sure. So these 2 places will be where we will be establishing, and that will be not only just the showcase gyms, but it also could become a training place to a variety of these things. So that's probably the initial investment.
Do you have a number of gyms that you want to put out in the next year, say?
Wishful thinking, yes. As we have grown here in India, I hope we are blessed to do the same.
All right.
Just to elaborate a little bit, I think with the partnership, just so everyone understands, this partnership is about a master franchise agreement. So what that means, we have 24 master franchise agreements around the world. And that's the beauty of franchising, is that we take some of the best ideas that take place in every corner of the world. It's truly a collaborative effort. In October, his team will be able to join us in Las Vegas for our global conference, where he's sitting down with 24 of the CEOs and decision makers within every one of those countries, and we talk about the unique dynamics taking place within that country. And when you share those ideas, as I mentioned earlier, wellness, it's a universal language. It doesn't matter what corner of the world I'm in. People are always interested in living a healthier lifestyle. So the beauty of this, that'll also, I'm sure, segue its way into the Talwalkar brand, is taking some of those best practices taking place around the world, finding out what's relevant and what has high trajectory and being embraced by the consumer, and integrating into Talwalkar brand just like we do on the Snap Fitness brand around the world. So I look at this as a great opportunity for the Talwalkar family and for all the investors of Talwalkar.
Hello, sir. I have one question for both of you.
Yes, please.
What is the current size of gym fitness market in India and in global overall?
What's the outside of the gym business? What is
Both means in India as
outside
well as
India?
globally. Yeah.
Sure. You know what? I think the industry, there's not a more competitive industry that I've found, right? And I'm immersed in it every day. And what's driving that is consumer behavior. And we've been talking about it all day long. Every day, more and more people are exercising. And it's our job to make sure that we continue to deliver a relevant product, all right? And that is the key. That is the key to the growth. There's never going to be a shortage of people exercising. And the more successful we become in helping people hit their goals, hit their milestones, hit those transformations, the better off we're going to be. So the brands are going to continue to grow, just like this partnership. We will add hundreds of clubs across those 6 countries over the next 4 or 5 years, and we're excited about that. But right beside us will be other brands doing the exact same thing. So it's up to us to make sure that we continue to stay relevant. And that's the question we need to ask ourselves every day.
And sir, as you rightly said, consumers' behavior is changing. So how do you take yoga versus gym?
Say that again?
Can I?
Yeah, of course.
Look, the biggest change I've seen right now related to yoga and the gym is, in my times, in the sense the earlier times, yoga was looked at as I'll do it only in the early morning. So wherever when I did my training, I saw that my class would get over before 8 in the morning. Yeah, today, yoga has improvised to a level that it is actually done from morning, 5 o'clock in the morning till 10 in the night. Now, this is the biggest change I can think, because there is no science change in that, but this is the first change. Today, globally, yoga is appreciated. It's just not for the health reason, because earlier the people would think that I need yoga for health reason, clinical reason. But today is not. It could be from your mental health to your physical health. Yeah, and it could be for flexibility to everything. So the attendance in the yoga classes is almost full. Yeah, so it's not increased, it's almost full. That means it's so much in demand. And yoga is something which can be done without any equipments and instruments. So people find it very convenient, whether it could be in our gym or yoga classes or at home. So yoga is growing very rapidly. So no doubt about it. At the same time, the hardcore gymming people, they love to do either both and gym, or rather only gym. So this will continue. So I'm very glad that yoga has grown back from the ancient time, and it was very so known to it. In India, it is becoming very big. And that's why you can see all over the world, the yoga is growing, just not in India, but everywhere else.
Prashant, in this context, would you like to talk a bit about Zorba, the chain that Talwalkar's has?
Yeah, so last year, I'm sure you must have seen that Talwalkar associated with Zorba. Zorba also is a specialized yoga, and with more than 20 forms of yoga to be taught here. And when I express this, that the yoga classes are getting full, it's my own experience, that people are craving for it. And probably they realize, and that's the correct time, I believe. Like today, I feel it's a correct time that we are associating with Snap. So it was a correct time that last year we associated and brought Zorba as a yoga in our gyms. We never had yoga as a specialized yoga classes in our gym. And when I mentioned earlier that we improvise, progress time to time, and before time at times, that we bought this yoga thing. Yoga is not new, but bringing in yoga at the correct time in the gymming, in the gym place, was the right thing. So Zorba, we got Zorba in all our gyms across India. And I'm sure it will reach to all our gyms right now in India. Yoga is growing and it will continue growing. And that's the main reason that we found that it is time that we bring in, and Zorba came in through that.
I would just elaborate on that.
Please.
Just as it relates to yoga, I agree with Prashant as well that yoga is certainly an emerging segment within the wellness space. As I look at yoga, though, globally, the biggest change I see is today yoga is not so much about find my chi. It is relaxing, but it's more about the integration of strength, balance, and flexibility. So when people go to a yoga class, they want to feel like they're getting a workout. They don't want an hour of stretching. They want an hour of poses, and they want to feel, as I said before, it's the movement of strength, flexibility, it just a critical part of it, and balance. So thank you.
So going forward, what will be the revenue mix compared to yoga and gym?
The comparisons between yoga and gym?
The revenue mix.
Oh, the revenue mix?
Going forward.
Yeah. So if I have to address only the India right now, it's pretty new for yoga to become so big, and I sometimes say it's good that it happened that way. Probably it went out of India and came back in India as a power yoga. Yeah, and then again our yoga started picking up. It's pretty new, but it is picking up very well. You cannot compare the revenues of the yoga to the gymming as of now, because I feel it's too early for us to predict. There is no comparison yet. But I won't be surprised if it can be same as the gymming, and then or it can overtake gymming. It's growing, but.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Any more? Any other questions? Okay, great. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
One more? Sure.
last question, yeah.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. A couple of questions here. So with all these acquisitions taking place and tie-ups coming into the picture, what would the capex plans be for the next couple of years, and how would they be funded?
Good question. But right now I can only talk about what is happening with Snap. Yeah. So I would like to answer your question, and as I said, God bless us that we can grow in many manifolds.
Perhaps you can take that question offline over lunch.
Yeah.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for being here. Lunch is being served, and please do join us for the lunch.